Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Dungeon Survival. I can add points infinitely. Chapter 21, Dungeon Hunter. The price of each bottle of potion here is 100 soul coins. The specific effect can only be known after you drink it. If you don't have enough soul coins, you can exchange them with other items. Seeing Chen Chenggen's strange expression, Dr. Bird's Beak thought that the other party couldn't see the effect of the potion, so he was a little unhappy. However, his attitude was slightly indifferent, completely opposite to the enthusiasm of the goblin merchant. Then I'll buy these 3 bottles of medicine. Chen Chenggen thought for a moment, and finally chose strong poison, weak mana potion and magic potion. Among them, the strong poison is really strong, and it will have the same effect on dungeon monsters. That is simply a big killer. Lesser mana potions and magic potions are great. Especially the magic potion. Not only can you get 500 temporary mana points, but also within the duration of 15 seconds, all skills and equipment effects will cancel the cooldown time. With this bottle of potion, if Chen Chenggen meets the one-eyed titan again, he will be able to beat him to death with a few waves of Wolf Soul Roar and Rock Spear without melee at all. Thank you for your kindness. Seeing Chen Chenggen take out 300 soul coins, Dr. Naozui took them all away with a big wave of his hand. By the way, do you have the potion blueprint on you? Seeing Dr. Bird's Beak put away the other medicines, he looked like he was about to leave. Chen Chenggen asked immediately, pharmaceutical drawings. Could it be that you have mastered alchemy? Dr. Bird's Beak stopped in his tracks, his tone a little surprised. That's right, Chen Chenggen nodded. That's it. Dr. Bird's Beak was silent for a moment, and finally took out a parchment scroll, and a silver-white waist card engraved with the imprint of the potion. According to the rules of our industry, as long as there are intelligent creatures who master the alchemy technique, they will be invited to join the pharmacist organization. The pharmacist organization was established to allow pharmacists to help each other survive in the dungeon world. With this brand, you can ask for help when you meet other pharmacists in the future, and at the same time, it will be cheaper to trade medicines. But remember, when other pharmacists need help, unless it's life-threatening, help if you can. So, are you going to join the pharmacists' organization? Dr. Naozui handed out the silver-white waist badge and asked. Hearing this, Chen Chenggen chose to take the badge after thinking for a while. Ever since he met the goblin merchant, he knew that there must be many intelligent creatures in the dungeon world. Joining a pharmacist organization is not a bad thing. If you can obtain valuable information from the pharmacist, it may be easier to survive in the dungeon world in the future. Moreover, it is also a good thing to trade with a pharmacist to get a discount and ask the other party for help. While getting these benefits, there are some costs to pay. But as long as it doesn't endanger your own life, it's not impossible. In addition, Chen Chenggen noticed that Dr. Bird's Beak didn't talk about the potion blueprint first, so he had a guess. Pharmacists must have pharmaceutical blueprints in their hands, but in order to maintain the status of the pharmacist organization, they will not easily hand them over to outsiders. Perhaps only by joining the pharmacist organization can it be possible to obtain pharmacy blueprints from other pharmacists. After receiving the waist card, a message appeared in front of Chen Chenggen's eyes. Pharmacist waist card. Effect. Proof of being a member of the pharmacist organization. 20% discount for trading with pharmacists, and being able to ask for help. You can now trade potion blueprints from the apothecary. Introduction. Don't show this badge in front of outsiders. After all, many dungeon intelligent creatures have been tricked by pharmacists. After reading the information on the pharmacist's badge, Chen Chenggen was sure that his guess was right. On the other side, Dr. Bird's Beak saw Chen Chenggen take the badge, and then handed out the parchment. Remember, potion blueprints can only be circulated internally, and cannot be handed over to others. For the sake of you being a rookie, this blueprint will count you 100 soul coins. Chen Chenggen immediately took over the drawing. Blueprint of weak healing potion. Required materials. Blood clotting grass 12/5, red chrysanthemum fruit 20/5, red xylocarpus 0/1. Required knowledge. Alchemy LV.1. Weak healing potion. Although I don't know the specific effect of this potion, it must be related to treatment. This has a great effect on Chen Chenggen, and even other hunters. After all, fighting dungeon monsters will inevitably lead to injuries. It's a pity that apart from blood coagulation grass and red chrysanthemum fruit, Chen Chenggen still lacks red xylocarpus to start refining. After putting away the drawings, he took out 120 soul coins and handed them to Dr. Bird's beak. Although the other party only needed 100 soul coins, without the other party as a guide, Chen Chenggen would not even be able to get the medicine blueprint, let alone join the pharmacist organization. There are 20 more soul coins, Dr. Bird's beak put away the soul coins, pondered for a moment, and took out something. Rules are rules, you'd better not treat the pharmacists in the organization like this next time. I found this thing in my early years, but it is useless to me. Maybe you need it more. Chen Chenggen took a closer look and found that what Dr. Bird's beak handed over was actually an egg. Chen Chenggen took a giant white egg the size of an ostrich egg with green spots from Dr. Bird's beak, and a message quickly appeared in front of his eyes. Ancient Dome. Effect. Injecting mana can make the ancient giant egg enter the hatching state, and the hatching will be completed within 3 hours. After hatching, it will automatically bind with the mana-injected target as a master servant. Introduction. An egg of an ancient monster, be careful that it eats you poor. Is this a pet egg? A large number of ancient giant eggs that Chen Chenggen is curious about. But what this one can hatch depends on luck. Ancient behemoths sound mighty, but not all ancient behemoths have strong fighting power. And the name of the giant beast means that its appetite is terrifying. Chen Chenggen has a lot of food now, but it is only enough for him for less than 10 days, and he may not be able to feed his pets. And with the continuous improvement of the 4-dimensional attribute, his appetite will also increase. Okay, it's time for me to leave. Well, if you are interested in raising pets, you can enter that place, there are many mutant dogs. Dr. Bird's beak pointed to the dark passage ahead. Before Chen Chenggen could speak, he put a black cloak on himself, and quickly disappeared. This scene is almost the same as when the goblin merchant left. Chen Chenggen couldn't help suspecting that this was a relatively common prop or equipment in the dungeon world. Is it possible to go straight ahead? Chen Chenggen put away the ancient dome for the time being, and planned to make plans later. Then he asked Arcas a question. Master, as he said, there are many life forms over there, but they are nothing more than a threat to you. AKAs said with a still expressionless face. Hearing this, Chen Chenggen no longer hesitated, and directly walked through the dark passage in front of him. After a while, he came to the 11th scene. This is similar to the scene where Dr. Bird's beak is located, except that the space is larger and there are a large number of skeletons of unknown creatures on the ground. In addition, there is a large group of blood-eyed mutant dogs with a length of 2 meters and a height of 1 meter 2 in this scene, all with blood-red complexion. Mutated dog. Combat Power Index 8. Defense Index 4. Introduction. One of the most common social mutant animals in the dungeon world, with super perfunctory ability and good combat effectiveness. Weakness. Head. There are a total of 28 mutant dogs in this scene, and their individual combat power is not weak. If they are besieged by a group, they can even hunt werewolves. It's a pity that what they encountered was Chen Chenggen, who can easily crush werewolves now. Roar. After sensing Chen Chenggen's aura, the mutated dogs let out a low roar of beasts and surrounded them in a cone formation. I just haven't tried the effect of the rock gun yet. Chen Chenggen waved his hand, and a 3-meter-long rock gun instantly condensed in front of him. In the next moment, the rock gun burst out at a speed that was difficult to catch with the naked eye, and suddenly smashed towards the place where the mutant dogs were most densely populated. With a bang, there was a roar from the ground, and the rock gun pierced the ground, and then burst, ejecting countless sharp flying stones, which instantly penetrated the bodies of more than a dozen mutant dogs. The nearest mutant dog even had dozens of holes pierced all over its body, and light red blood gradually flowed out. Kill the mutant dog, get 2 soul coins and 2 evil souls. Kill the mutant dog, get 2 soul coins and 2 evil souls. Kill the mutant dog, get 2 soul coins and 2 evil souls. Under the bombardment of the rock gun, 9 mutant dogs were instantly killed, and several mutant dogs were also injured to varying degrees. The rock spear has the greatest effect against a single target, but because it has a small range of burst damage, it can also deal group damage to a dense number of targets. Seeing that more than a dozen compatriots were killed, the rest of the mutant dogs not only did not flinch, but were activated with primitive wildness, rushing to bite Chen Chenggen with fierce eyes. With a swipe, the Moonlight Sword easily cut the mutant dog in half. Although there are many mutant dogs, Chen Chenggen's movements are extremely sensitive, and he can almost perfectly avoid the bite of the mutant dogs, and kill them with a backhand sword. Not long after, the 28 mutant dogs were all killed by Chen Chenggen. He also gets 56 soul coins and 56 evil souls. Counting the harvest from killing the mutant plants before, he now has 71 evil souls in his hand. Boom! Not long after Chen Chenggen killed all the mutant dogs, a treasure chest soon fell out of the center of the scene. He walked over to have a look and found that it was a bronze box. Don't think too much, choose to open decisively. The bronze box has been opened. Congratulations, you have obtained 40 soul coins, 40 evil souls, and scrolls of fire power. Seeing 3 small balls of light burst out from the bronze box, Chen Chenggen put away the soul coin and evil soul first, and then picked up the power of fire scroll. Scroll of flame power. Effect. A one-time enchantment can be applied to the weapon, so that it can obtain additional equipment effects related to fire. Introduction. May the flame light up the darkness and purify all evil. Enchanting. After seeing the effect of the power of fire scroll, Chen Chenggen was a little pleasantly surprised. Although it is a one-time enchantment, after using it, the power of fire scroll will disappear with a high probability. But being able to have one more equipment effect is no different from having one more skill. And the effect of this equipment is still related to the fire characteristic. Fire has been a powerful force of nature throughout the ages. Not to mention that this is a dungeon world with elemental magic, the lethality of flames will definitely be stronger. So Chen Chenggen decisively tore off the scroll and placed it on the Moonlight Sword. I saw a small red fireball floating out of the scroll, turning into a fire totem rune, and branding it on the blade of the Moonlight Greatsword. The next moment, the Moonlight Greatsword exuded pale white and crimson light, and the two forces were intertwined, but soon calmed down. After seeing that the Moonlight Greatsword was enchanted, Chen Chenggen immediately checked the specific information. Moonlight Greatsword. Quality. Green Extreme. Equipment requirements. Strength 15, Constitution 15. Attack plus 30. Equipment effect. Power of Moonlight active. After being activated, the power of Moonlight can be enchanted to weapons, and each attack will cause an additional 50 points of real damage, lasting for 5 minutes. Consumes 50 mana and has a cooldown of 30 minutes. Flame/active releases a flaming sword energy, causing spirit *5 plus 500 points of flame damage to the designated target, and making the target enter a burning state, suffering 20 points of flame damage per second, lasting for 15 seconds. Consumes 100 mana and has a cooldown of 50 minutes. Introduction. The great sword endowed with the magic of the moon and the magic of fire at the same time has the power to slay evil and sweep away darkness. Note. When the quality of the equipment is marked with extreme, it means that the equipment has reached the limit of that quality. Hey, the effect of this equipment is too powerful. Seeing the second equipment effect of the Moonlight Greatsword, Chen Chenggen was very surprised. This ability will not only cause higher damage based on the strength of the mental attribute, and it also comes with 500 points of flame damage. You know, even if Chen Chenggen's current mental attributes were multiplied 5 times, they would still be less than 100 points. What's more, as long as the flame slash hits the target, it can also make the opponent enter a state of burning, continuously causing a total of 300 points of flame damage. Needless to say, this is definitely Chen Chenggen's strongest trump card at this stage. Although the consumption of mana is huge, the damage is strong enough. At the same time, Chen Chenggen also found that among the same quality, there is also, Pole, as the intensity division. The equipment that can be rated as extreme is the top-level existence in the current quality. But this is also very reasonable. Equipment of the same quality must have a difference in strength. Just like the light armor, although it is green equipment, as Chen Chenggen continues to grow, it can provide less and less effect. In contrast, whether it is the Moonlight Sword or Steam Boots, they are more valuable than light iron armor. After the enchantment was completed, the scroll that originally stored the power of fire also turned into ashes and gradually disappeared. Seeing this, Chen Chenggen collected everything available in the current scene. The first is the corpses of the 28 mutant dogs. It took about 2 hours before Chen Chang'an stripped off all the flesh and blood of the mutant dog. Mutated dog meat. The meat is full of elasticity and can be used to satisfy hunger. If used for a long time, there is a small probability of increasing the strength attribute. Similar to mutated wild wolf meat, mutated dog meat has a chance to increase attributes if eaten for a long time. But compared to only 200 kilograms of mutated wild wolf meat. This time, Chen Chang'an collected 2,000 kilograms of mutated dog meat. If he saved some food, it would be enough for him to eat for a month. The improvement of the 4-dimensional attribute will certainly increase the appetite, but it cannot support the flesh and blood of mutated animals, and the energy provided is sufficient. After dissecting the corpse of the mutant dog, Chen Chang'an explored for a while and found that there was nothing else useful in this scene, so he set up a bonfire in the center of the scene. If it is calculated according to the time of the Earth, it is almost noon. If we can meet mutated animals next time, maybe we can continue to harvest a lot of meat. In this way, even if I hatch an ancient giant egg, it seems that I can afford it. Chen Chang'an was thinking while roasting the mutated wild wolf meat. Humans are social animals, and they all have social attributes, even he is no exception. It's a pity that the friends from the Earth are all scattered in different dungeon scenes, and the probability of meeting them is estimated to be very small. In the case of not meeting a living person, it seems good to have a pet, at least it can relieve boredom. As for why I no longer love Cass to relieve boredom. She is still in a very weak state, and her tone and expression are almost the same as those of a cold robot. What's more, she lost so much memory that it was basically Chen Chang'an talking. So after getting along for a while, Chen Chang'an felt a little depressed instead. This is like communicating with classmate Xiao Ai. I was a little interested at the beginning, but as time goes by, I will only feel more bored. After making up his mind, Chen Chang'an immediately took out the ancient giant egg from the storage space. And after injecting 100 points of mana, make it enter the hatching state. Chat area, 7,541 people. It's noon, and I'm hungry again. Who can give me half a loaf of bread? No, get lost. By the way, can anyone give me some water? By the way, how many scenes have you pushed to now? I've only reached the 4th scene. Fortunately, I didn't encounter 2 strong monsters, otherwise it would be a mess. But Boss Su should be the person we have pushed to the most scenes so far, right? I remember he seemed to push it to the 8th scene. It's different to have a mutant bat as a helper. Ah, is there a possibility that Chang'an Boss is willing to trade the bat messenger, and he is the one who advances the most scenes among us? I don't know, please come out and clarify the confusion. Beside the campfire, Chen Chang'an was eating barbecue while looking at the chat area. This is already the 2nd day after entering the dungeon world. There were originally 10,000 people in the chat area, but now there are only more than 7,000 people left. Most of the people were killed by dungeon monsters because they didn't survive the night. And the remaining 7,000 people also recognize the reality, and if they want to survive, they must explore other scenes. So in order to prevent slow death, everyone started to advance the scene. Many people even advanced to the 4th and 5th scenes. Ha ha ha, brothers, guess what I offered? 1 attribute point. Have you set out attribute points? Hey, boss, can attribute points be traded? I am willing to trade an item. Boss is awesome, unlike me, I have issued a white quality skill, I am so useless. Worry, Boss Su, don't take Versailles anymore. If you don't like it, you can hang it on the trading market. The 2 big guys got it by opening the black iron box, right? I explored 5 scenes, and all of them are wooden boxes. Chen Chang'an was a little surprised to see someone prescribe attribute points and skills, but he was not surprised. What can be opened from the treasure chest depends on luck. With a huge base, it is normal for someone to be lucky enough to offer attribute points and even skills. However, the man named Kong Yu and Su Yufan who had a deal with Chen Chang'an only offered 1 attribute point and a white quality skill. This means that the treasure chests they opened were not of high quality, they should all be black iron chests. After all, a higher level bronze box should contain multiple attribute points, as well as green and even blue quality skills. This is something Chen Chang'an experienced firsthand. Worry, I seem to have opened something incredible. Huh, what did you get out of it? Could it be the only property item? That's not true, but compared to the only props, it's quite explosive. What the hell, send it. Fast, don't catch. Seeing this, Chen Chang'an was also aroused a little interest. However, he didn't wait for that person's next words, but instead received a private message from the other party. Qin Wei, Boss Chang'an, may I ask, how many scenes have you advanced to? Chen Chang'an thought for a moment and replied immediately. Chen Chang'an, 11th. Qin Wei, it's awesome, I just asked Boss Su, he has pushed to the 9th scene. Qin Wei, in this case, I feel that this thing I just opened should be able to use a wave. Qin Wei, of course, it's up to you to decide whether it can be used or not. After all, I can't help you much. With that said, Qin Wei sent a message about an item. Hegemony Order. Effect. After use, randomly link with dungeon hunters in another area, temporarily construct a world chat area, and enter the hegemony mode for 3 days. Hegemony mode. The way to win is to advance the number of scene layers, divided into individual leaderboards and regional leaderboards. At the end of the hegemony mode, the dungeon hunters on the personal leaderboard will receive rich rewards. At the end of the hegemony mode, the side that advances the most areas wins, and can get half of the resources and luck of the loser. Note: if you become the winning area and top the personal leaderboard, you can get an extra random item of unique nature. Introduction. Only fighting for hegemony can bring wealth. After reading Qin Wei's hegemony order, Chen Chang'an felt a little shocked. Although the hegemony token is not the only item of nature, as long as you become the winning party and reach the top of the personal list, you can get a unique item of nature. This thing is really enough to explode. Based on my current situation, the probability of getting to the top of the personal list should not be very low. But I can't do it alone if I want to win the regional victory. Chen Chang'an quickly calmed down. Whether it is a unique property or the winning area, it is very tempting to get half of the resources and luck of the losing side. But if you want to win the regional victory, the difficulty is not ordinary. After all, Chen Chang'an has no way of knowing what is going on in the other area he is linked to. After much deliberation, Chen Chang'an decided to leave the choice to the collective. After all, whether you can win the regional victory depends on whether other people actively advance the scene. Otherwise, if it is used dictatorially, it will cause dissatisfaction among others, and it will greatly increase the difficulty of winning. So he reposted the information about the hegemony order and initiated an inquiry in the chat area. Chen Chang'an. Qin Wei broke out the hegemony order with information. I'm pushing it to the 11th scene. I feel that I can compete with people from other regions. I don't know if everyone agrees. After the message was sent, Chen Chang'an waited for the reaction of others. Originally, there were chat channels with crossed messages all the time. At this moment, he fell into a long-lost tranquility. But not long after, countless news broke out suddenly. It's only the 2nd day, are you going to compete with people from other regions so soon? Is this a bit too sudden? After all, it is difficult for us to survive now. The boss of Chang'an has advanced to the 11th scene, I feel that this wave has hope. The time limit is 3 days. Anyway, I don't know if I can survive 3 days. I agree to initiate a hegemony. Originally, I was a little hesitant to drink the unknown potion, but seeing this scene, I made a decisive charge and permanently increased my strength by 3 points. This must be done. Anyway, I may not be able to survive for 3 days, so let's take it as a performance boost for everyone, and I agree to fight for hegemony. Some people are hesitating, some people worry that they won't be able to compete, but more people choose to be reckless. After all, most people can't even survive, and they think they can't survive for 3 days. So even if the struggle for hegemony fails, what will happen will have nothing to do with the 5 of them. But if you are lucky, you can win and survive for 3 days. Then, as the winner's area, they can get half of the resources and luck of the loser, which will be the biggest reliance for their continued survival. If you don't make a fuss, how do you know if you win or lose? Of course, many people were inspired by Chen Chang'an's advancing speed. It was only noon the next day, and the 11th scene had already been piled up. If the 3-day time limit for hegemony is over, wouldn't it be possible to push it to the 30th scene? How can you lose? Seeing that most people chose to agree to the hegemony, Chen Chenggen sent a private message to Qin Wei, asking the other party to initiate the hegemony order. It doesn't matter who initiated the hegemony order. The important thing is whether you can win your own region and take the top spot in the individual leaderboard. Major warning. Area 10,086 has launched a hegemony order, and it has been randomly selected to Area 55,224. The regional hegemony mode has officially started and lasts for 72 hours. The world chat area has been temporarily constructed. Regional list has been opened. Personal leaderboard has been opened. Both regions compete together. The first two prompts turn scarlet, spreading throughout the dungeon world as if carrying a strong murderous intent. However, Chen Chenggen's attention at the moment is focused on the three temporarily constructed interfaces. Regional list. Area 10,086 total scene layers, 24,354. Area 55,224 total scene layers, 24,144. Personal list. No 1 Chen Chenggen, Area 10,086 11. No. 2 Edward Bond, Area 55,224 10. No. 3 Su Yufan, Area 10,086 9. Number 4 Peter Joel, Area 55,224 9. No. 5 Mike Terrence, Area 55,224 9. Number 6 Kong Yu, Area 10,086 9. Number 7 Carla M. I. Williot, Area 55,224 9. No. 8 Yi Tian, 10,086 Area 8. Number 9 Lucy Elizabeth, Area 55,224 8. Number 10 Lin Qingshan, Area 10,086 7. As far as the regional list is concerned, there are more scenes in Chen Chenggen's area. There are a total of 50 places in the personal list. In the area where Chen Chenggen is located, a total of 23 people have entered the personal list, and in the other area there are 27 people. Although it seems that people from the other area are more dominant, there are more people on the list. But Chen Chenggen doesn't care about these, he just needs to let his own area win and take the top spot in his personal leaderboard. But this Edward is a bit threatening. Being able to advance to the 10th scene so quickly, maybe he also has some good things in his hand. It seems that the speed of advancement is about to be accelerated. Chen Chenggen closed the list and prepared to speed up the exploration of the dungeon scene. But before that, he had one more thing to do. If this matter can be successfully completed, he is confident that his own area can win. It can even make the personal list, and more people from their own area can reach the top. After the world chat area was constructed, many people rushed into it. Oh, shit, why did someone initiate a hegemony? Looking at the list of personal rankings, it seems to be initiated by people from the Dragon Kingdom from the east. It's a shame that our great lighthouse country didn't rank first. I want to protest. Why the hegemony order cannot be initiated with our consent, it is not democratic. Despicable Dragon Kingdom people, God will send you to meet Satan. Seeing a series of news about Western-style names being sent out, people in their own area are not to be outdone. Hey, we actually met foreigners, then we must win this time and kill them. I was worried that I would run into my compatriots, but now it seems that I can do it with confidence and boldness. I was very upset when I saw the Lighthouse Kingdom before, especially that old man. I must kill them this time. The Lighthouse country is full of bad luck. When the two sides met in the area, they were extremely jealous, and soon began to greet each other's family members. After Chen Chenggen glanced at it, he ignored it, and instead sent a message in his own chat area. Chat area, 7,541 people. Chen Chenggen. Buy blood-clotting grass, red chrysanthemum fruit, and red xylocarpus in large quantities. If you have the above 3 items, you can contact me for a transaction. Chen Chenggen. Acquire a large number of evil souls at the same time. What's the use of these 3 things, sir? I have red chrysanthemum fruit, which can fill the stomach, but it seems to be a medicine material. The boss won't want to refine potions, will he? What? Refining potions? Can Master Chang'an refine little red medicine? I'll go. If you can refine the little red medicine here, you can completely compete with the dungeon monster. In an instant, the chat area exploded. Many people are afraid of exploring the scene. In addition to not knowing what monsters they will encounter, more importantly, they are worried about getting hurt. Once injured, not only will the physical condition decline, but the wound may even become infected, and then get sick. Getting sick is a big deal in Dungeon World, and there are no pills, after all. But if there is a medicine to heal the injury, they will undoubtedly be more courageous. This is also what Chen Chenggen came up with to make his own area more likely to win. Of course, the premise is that there are enough medicine materials. In addition, it depends on the effect of the weak healing potion, whether it is strong or not. If it is strong enough, one bottle can be divided into several parts for more people to use. After a while, private messages came one after another. Chen Chenggen opened them and found that the private messages were 99 plus. Seeing so many private messages, even he was a little dizzy. But first he opened a private message from an acquaintance. Su Yufan. Boss, I have 5 red xylocarps here, and I gave them to you directly, but can you refine the little red medicine? Su Yufan. If you can refine the little red medicine, remember to save a few bottles for me, soul coins are not a problem at all. Chen Chenggen. Okay, what I am refining this time is a potion for healing injuries. Su Yufan. Then the relationship is good, just wait for the big brother's medicine. Afterwards, Chen Chenggen opened private messages one after another and made transactions with many people. Although most people's reaction is to give it away for free, and then ask for a bottle of weak healing potion afterwards. But Chen Chenggen didn't agree, just took out some food and water, and made a deal. Medicine materials are important, but compared with finished medicines, their value is not at the same level. And after refining the finished medicine, Chen Chenggen will definitely put it on the trading market. Although he hopes that there are more people and more scenes can be advanced. But it doesn't mean that he will trade at a loss. So, after paying 2 pieces of bread, 10 bottles of mineral water, and 200 kilograms of mutated dog meat, Chen Chenggen got 58 clotting grass, 60 red chrysanthemum fruits, and 18 red xingwo stalks. In addition, he also used 300 kilograms of mutated dog meat to trade for 789 evil souls, as well as an ordinary dry pot for refining medicine. Counting the previous accumulation, Chen Chenggen currently has 70 blood coagulation plants and 100 red chrysanthemum fruits. As for evil soul, it's even scarier. There are 900 of them. If this is used to refine soul crystals, Chen Chenggen can increase his attributes by 90 points. But evil soul, he has another use, which is to improve the level of alchemy. The LV.1 alchemy technique has only a 10% success rate, which is really too low. Although he can gain proficiency even if he fails in refining, he has limited potion materials in his hand, so he can't use all of them to accumulate proficiency. Therefore, the most stable method is to consume the evil soul and increase the level of alchemy. Each level up requires 100 evil souls. Let's go up to level 5 and see. After opening the skill interface, Chen Chenggen took out 500 evil souls with a distressed expression. However, when the level of alchemy was raised to LV.6, Chen Chenggen found that the price of this upgrade was too worth it. Alchemy Technique LV.6. Quality: Blue. Effect: there is an 80% success rate in refining low-level potions, and a 10% chance to upgrade it to a medium level. There is a 20% success rate in refining medium potions. A lot of proficiency can be obtained if the refining is successful, and a small amount of proficiency can be obtained if the refining fails. Note: different types of potions consume different mana. Proficiency: 0-100ths. When the proficiency is full, the skill level will be increased. Required to level up: 100 evil souls. Alchemy Technique LV.6. The success rate of refining inferior potions has been directly increased from the original 10% to 80%. And there is still a 10% chance to upgrade it to the middle level. The weak healing potion is an inferior potion, otherwise the blueprint will not show it, and it can be refined with Alchemy Technique LV.1. This wave of upgrades is really worth it. Digesting a large amount of medicine knowledge that suddenly appeared in his mind, Chen Chenggen rubbed his brows, feeling a burst of joy in his heart. In this way, he can refine a large number of weak healing potions. Soon, Chen Chenggen took out a dry pot with a capacity of only 2L and placed it on the campfire. And pour 1L of pure water into it. The condensed water orb currently produces 5L of pure water, using this water to refine weak healing potions, which can slightly increase the healing effect of the potions. After the water was boiled, Chen Chenggen took out the blueprint, followed the steps above, and gradually put in red xylocarpus, blood coagulation grass, and red chrysanthemum fruit. At the same time, he also used a wooden stick to stir and crush from time to time. Different from the alchemy technique of fantasy cultivating immortals, the refining process of alchemy is somewhat similar to the chemical research process. However, there are very strict requirements on the amount of materials, heat, steps, etc. At the same time, in this process, it also needs to consume mana to reconcile the medicinal properties. Once there is a little mistake, it will lead to the failure of the potion refining. If it is mild, there will be an unknown mutation; if it is severe, it will directly fry the pot. Although this is Chen Chenggen's first time refining medicine, but in his mind, the knowledge provided by medicine refining technique LV.6 is not a decoration. He is like an experienced pharmacist at the moment. Not only the steps are handled perfectly, but there is even a way to strengthen the effect of the medicine by a wave. However, he is still prepared to seek stability, first to produce the finished product, and then to consider enhancing the effect. Soon, the pure water in the dry pot turned into a pot of red liquid, and with continuous boiling, a lot of water evaporated. After 10 minutes passed, the potion was successfully refined. Successfully refining the weak healing potion, gaining 2 points of proficiency. Looking at the dry pot, about 500 milliliters of potion was refined. Chen Chenggen took out another wooden barrel for storage, and checked the specific information. Weak healing potion. Effect. Every 100 milliliters can restore 150 health points. Introduction. After adding the water source produced by the condensed water orb, the recovery effect is increased by 20%. I'm going, the effect is too strong. After seeing the effect of the weak healing potion, Chen Chenggen was surprised. Although the life value is 100% digitized, multiplying the physical attributes by 10 is equivalent to the basic real life value. Based on the 5 points of physical fitness of ordinary people, the life value is nothing more than 50 points. Weak healing potion, only 100 milliliters, can restore all the life points equivalent to 3 ordinary people. Of course, this is mainly because Chen Chenggen used the water produced by the condensed water orb to refine it. Otherwise, every 100 milliliters of weak healing potion can only restore 120 points of health. The low-level healing potion has this effect. How powerful is the higher-level medium healing potion? Chen Chenggen is going to strike while the iron is hot and continue refining the potion. However, judging from the fact that there is only 4 L of pure water left, he plans to refine it 3 times, and keep the remaining 1 L for backup. Wait until half an hour has passed. In Chen Chenggen's hands, a total of 1,500 milliliters of weak healing potions were refined. In addition, he also successfully concocted a medium-level powerful healing potion. Powerful healing potion. Effect. Every 100 milliliters can restore 300 health points. Introduction. After adding the water source produced by the condensed water orb, the recovery effect is increased by 20%. Compared with the weak potion, the effect of the powerful healing potion has doubled. This also allowed Chen Chenggen to store 500 milliliters of powerful healing potion in another wooden barrel. The weak effect can be traded, but the strong effect must be reserved for oneself. Then Chen Chenggen opened the chat area and sent a message. Chen Chenggen. Whoever has a small container, 10 milliliters, 20 milliliters, 50 milliliters, buy according to these 3 sizes. As soon as these words came out, the people who had been waiting couldn't sit still. Worry, did the boss refine it so soon? This efficiency, I really, cry to death. I have it, I have a lot of wood here, boss, wait for me to process it, I will mass produce it. I have several ceramics here, which seem to be 100 milliliters in size, will the boss accept them? Chen Chenggen, take it. Not long after, Chen Chenggen paid 5 kilograms of mutated dog meat and got 10 ceramic bottles. These ceramic bottles are just right for holding powerful healing potions. After all, if you encounter a powerful monster, you can't just hit it, just pick up the wooden barrel and pour it hard. Not long after, a man named Lin Feng processed 300 wooden bottles. In the words of the other party, there is an initial item that may increase the sensitivity of the hands, which is why they can produce so many in a short time. Even so, Chen Chenggen was a little surprised. Then he paid 15 kilograms of mutated dog meat and got 300 wooden bottles. Wooden bottles are used to hold weak healing potions and then trade them to other people. However, the container is provided by Chen Chenggen, so it is normal for the transaction price to double, right? Chen Chenggen took out the wooden bottle and quickly filled the 1,500 milliliters weak healing potion. There are 10 bottles of 50 milliliters, 25 bottles of 20 milliliters, and 50 bottles of 10 milliliters. Then he listed these medicines on the trading market. Seller: Chen Chenggen. Trading item: a bottle of 10 milliliters weak healing potion. You can check the specific information. Requirement: 15 evil souls. Optional: 15 soul coins. Quantity: 50, 1 bottle per person. In addition to the 10 milliliters container, the price for the 20 milliliters container is 30 evil souls, and the 50 milliliters container is 80 evil souls. Of course, considering that some people do not have enough evil souls, Chen Chenggen also agrees to trade in soul coins. After all, no one knows whether the special person they meet next time will have more good things in their hands. Therefore, soul coins are equally important. After drawing up the transaction form, Chen Chenggen privately sent the link to Su Yufan, leaving 3 bottles of 50 milliliters medicine for the other party. The opponent may not have enough evil souls, but there is certainly no shortage of soul coins. After all, the other party had been possessed by the god of wealth before, and he still had hundreds of soul coins in his hand. At the same time, the chat area suddenly exploded. All go, these medicines made by the boss are so effective. Each 10 milliliters can restore 15 points of health, which is equivalent to restoring 30% of health. Ha ha ha, I grabbed a 20 milliliters bottle of potion. Worry, you guys are born too fast. I begged the boss to put it on the shelves again. When the news of the potion reached the chat area, the weak healing potions on the trading market were sold out at an alarming rate. Reminder: 50 bottles of 10 milliliters weak healing potion have been sold, and 150 evil souls and 600 soul coins have been obtained. Reminder: 25 bottles of 20 milliliters weak healing potion have been sold, and 300 evil souls and 450 soul coins have been obtained. Reminder: 10 bottles of 50 milliliters weak healing potions have been sold, and 800 soul coins have been obtained. Seeing the 3 prompts appear, Chen Chenggen was instantly elated. Sure enough, the wealth brought by selling potions is the fastest. After this wave of operations, he got a total of 450 evil souls and 1850 soul coins. If it were him pushing the scenes himself, he would not know how many scenes he would have to push to get such a big profit. And this is only the first batch of potions. When he refines more potions in the future, he will definitely gain more. Sure enough, this refining technique is correct. Chen Chenggen's expression was a little excited. Then he took out the remaining 400 evil souls and the 450 evil souls he had just obtained, and stuffed them all into the deep magic bottle. Although it takes 85 minutes for the deep magic bottle to be refined. But thinking of getting 85 soul crystals soon, Chen Chenggen felt a burst of relief. Then he replied in the chat area, "Please look forward to the next batch of potions," and ignored the wailing of others, and prepared to go to the next scene. After the hegemony order was launched, the lighthouse people in the other area, even though they were still in the world chat area, spat with people in their own area. But Edward, who was originally ranked 2nd, has already sprinted to the 12th scene. So Chen Chenggen is also ready to speed up and enter the next scene. Anyway, the ancient giant egg has not yet hatched, and the deep magic bottle is still being refined, so there is no need to continue wasting time. Master, the scene on the right may be more suitable for you. But I seem to be able to sense that there is a hint of a devil's breath over there. Seeing that Chen Chenggen was about to go to the next scene, AKAs immediately spoke. Demon. Hearing this, Chen Chenggen couldn't help but frown. But he has nothing to be afraid of. As long as it is not a fatal situation, he has plenty of ways to turn things around. It just so happened that he hadn't tried the power of Raging Flame / yet. And he still has magic potion in his hand. If he can't kill the enemy with one move of Lai Yan, then he will be able to kill the opponent sooner or later with a few more moves. So, Chen Chang'an walked to the right channel and soon entered the 12th scene. This scene is still a space of gray shiraishi bricks. However, in the center of the scene stood a 3-meter-tall humanoid monster armed with silver-white knight armor and holding a silver spear. It is not right to say that it is a monster, because the opponent looks almost the same as a human being. But the opponent's body was lifeless, and there was no sign of life at all, but like a statue. Ghost Rider. Combat Power Index, 40. Defense Index, 40. Introduction. Through black magic, a weak demon soul is attached to a large armor, thereby transforming into a powerful Ghost Rider. The Ghost Rider will guard the treasures left by the demons. If any living people approach, it will wake up from its deep sleep and destroy all living people. Weaknesses. Holy light magic, fire magic. Just when the detection glasses just gave the information. Under the Ghost Rider's pitch black helmet, a light blue soul fire suddenly lit up. Ghost Rider. A powerful monster with a combat power index and defense index of 40. Such a comprehensive ability is even more difficult to deal with than a one-eyed titan. But today's Chen Chang'an no longer needs to take drugs to kill a one-eyed titan. Especially when he saw the weakness of Ghost Rider, he was full of confidence. Flame Slash is exactly the fire magic that restrains Ghost Rider. Holding a long spear, the Ghost Rider sprinted towards Chen Chang'an. The heavy armor shook slowly, making a dull crashing sound. Seeing this, Chen Chang'an decisively unleashed Raging Flame Slash. I saw the blade of the Moonlight Great Sword ignited with hot flames instantly, and with Chen Chang'an's slashing, it turned into a 3-meter-long half-moon-shaped slashing wave. Due to the high speed of Ghost Rider, coupled with the flying speed of Flame Slash, it almost exceeds the speed of sound. In an instant, the two collided together, and the flame exploded suddenly, turning into a large flame wave. With Ghost Rider as the center, the surrounding 5 meters were filled with fiery flames, and the stone brick floor was also burned into scorched black at this time. Chen Chang'an vaguely heard a scream, which seemed to come from the Ghost Rider. Tap tat tat. In the waves of flames, Ghost Rider walked out slowly with difficult steps. The armor on it turned into a hot light red at this moment, like steel that had been burned to the point of melting. Just as Chen Chang'an was about to activate the power of moonlight to slay the Ghost Rider, the other party staggered and immediately knelt down on one knee. The next moment, the soul fire in Ghost Rider's eyes gradually disappeared. Kill the Ghost Rider and get 20 soul coins, 20 evil souls, and ghost gems. This was taken in seconds with one move. Chen Chang'an looked a little stunned. Ghost Rider's defense is higher than that of One-Eyed Titan. He thought that even if the opponent was restrained by fire magic, he would not be instantly killed by one move. But looking at it now, Chen Chang'an seemed to underestimate the power of Raging Flame Slash. Then he walked to the side of the Ghost Knight, first put away the soul coin and the evil soul, and then checked the information of the Ghost Gem. Evil Gem. Effect. This item can be used as a one-time prop or as an equipment gem for inlaying. When used as a one-time item, it can summon a Ghost Knight with 4D attributes of 30 to fight for you until the Ghost Knight is killed. When used as an equipment gem, the equipment can obtain an equipment effect related to the characteristics of the undead. Note: it is recommended to inlay equipment gems with the help of a blacksmith, otherwise there is a 99% probability that the powerful inlay will damage the equipment. Introduction. A gem full of the power of evil undead, it is the favorite of demons. 2 uses. After reading the information about the evil spirit gem, Chen Chang'an was a little surprised that it could be used as a prop or as an equipment gem. Among them, if used as a prop, a Ghost Knight with 4-dimensional attributes of 30 can be summoned. For Chen Chang'an at this stage, this is a great help. His current highest strength attribute has only reached 25, and the rest of the attributes are even lower. Therefore, as a summoned object, Ghost Rider's combat power is enough to help him open up many scenes. But in comparison, it seems to be used as an equipment gem, and its value is higher. After all, the deep magic bottle is still refining 85 soul crystals. Even if Chen Chang'an allocates a small part to AKAs and invests the rest in himself, the 4-dimensional attribute can definitely exceed 30. Therefore, instead of summoning a summoned object that is not as good as your own, it is better to add an additional equipment effect to your own equipment. The Stone Statue Titan was a lesson learned from the past. Ever since the opponent was beaten to death by the one-eyed titan with 2 punches, Chen Chenggen was no longer prepared to waste mana and summon the opponent to fight. At most, when night falls, call out to be a night watchman. But if you want to inlay it as an equipment gem, you have to meet a blacksmith. Chen Chenggen noticed the cost of forcing the inlay, so he could only put away the evil spirit gem first. Then he scanned the entire scene and found that after killing the Ghost Rider, the treasure chest did not drop out. But the strange thing is that the passages in the other 3 directions have all been opened. AKAs, are there any other enemies here? Chen Chenggen couldn't find any other targets, so he was secretly vigilant, and asked AKAs. Master, there are only Ghost Riders here. But there seems to be a hidden barrier in the center. Chen Chenggen couldn't help walking to the center of the scene when he heard the words. But suddenly, a transparent wall seemed to appear in front of him, blocking him. Chen Chenggen held the moonlight sword and slashed straight ahead. Catch! Like a shattered mirror, the invisible transparent wall was shattered by a sword. Then Chen Chenggen saw a treasure chest full of evil in the center of the scene. Different from ordinary treasure chests, this treasure chest looks extremely hideous, as if it was made of the face of a devil. Devil treasure chest. Do you want to open the devil's treasure chest? Note: the devil's treasure chest is a special treasure chest, which stores the treasures of the devil, which may be useless things or powerful items. Note: when there is a demon treasure chest in the dungeon scene, after killing all the dungeon monsters in the current scene, no treasure chest will drop anymore. Seeing the next few prompts, Chen Chenggen understood why there was no treasure chest dropped in this scene. It was replaced by the devil's treasure chest. However, he discovered for the first time that in addition to the reward treasure chests such as wooden boxes and black iron boxes, there are actually special treasure boxes. After thinking about it, he still chose to open the devil's treasure chest. I don't know what devil treasures are in this devil treasure chest. The devil's treasure chest has been opened. Congratulations on getting 50 soul coins, soul contracts, and devil contracts. After the devil's treasure chest was opened, 3 small clusters of light soon burst out. Chen Chenggen put away the soul coins first, and then checked the 2 items. Soul contract. Effect: allies or pets who signed the contract will share the damage suffered by the carrier, but cannot share the fatal damage. Introduction: don't underestimate the bond between us. Devil contract. Effect: after being killed, you will be reborn and reincarnated as a low-level demon, but you will lose half of your soul. Introduction: the devil's promise is always tempting, and when you look carefully, it has been pressed with blood. After reading these 2 contracts, Chen Chenggen looked a little surprised. Soul contract, this can be said to be a good thing. As long as he signs a contract with pets or other friendly forces, the damage he suffers will be shared between pets and friendly forces. More importantly, this kind of damage sharing will not lead to the death of pets and friendly troops. But once this thing is signed, Chen Chenggen needs to protect them. Otherwise, after receiving damage, pets and allies can easily be seriously injured or even killed by other monsters. As for the devil's contract, it may seem dangerous, but it is also a life-saving item. At least until death, it will not be affected in any way. After death, it will be reincarnated as a demon. Even if it is a low-level demon, it is worthwhile. After all, everyone is dead, and if there is a chance to do it again, who would dislike becoming a monster? Moreover, after reincarnation, they will become low-level demons, at least stronger than ordinary humans. But for some reason, Chen Chenggen always feels that the devil's contract is not as simple as it seems on the surface. So he didn't sign the devil's contract rashly, but put it and the soul contract in the storage space together. Immediately afterwards, Chen Chenggen explored the scene and found that there was nothing of value. The only thing of any value seems to be the huge armor possessed by demons. Seeing that the armor was still hot, Chen Chenggen hesitated for a moment, took out a little pure water from the storage space and poured it on. With a swish, clouds of white steam appeared instantly. After the armor was cooled down, Chen Chenggen started to touch it, and a message appeared in front of his eyes. Royal Knight Armor. Quality: Green Extreme. Equipment requirements: Physical Fitness 30, Height 3 meters. Basic Defense plus 40. Equipment effect: Evil Spirit Armor. Passive: the wearer will cause an additional 30 points of real damage every time he attacks, but will deduct 5 points of health every hour, which lasts until the end of life. Introduction. It used to be the heavy armored knight armor of the Hanu Empire. After being infused with black magic, it became an evil armor, and the wearer would often go crazy inadvertently. This is actually a green armor with extreme. After reading the information about the Royal Knight armor, Chen Chenggen was a little surprised. It's a pity that not many people can wear this piece of equipment just because it requires a height of 3 meters. Unless it is a special dungeon intelligent creature. In addition, the equipment effect of this thing is not very friendly. Although it can gain additional true damage ability, it does not need to consume mana. But this power is in exchange for life. But no matter what, it is still a set of green armor with the mark of extreme. So Chen Chenggen tosses it into storage. Then he's ready to move on to the next scene. Master, you can go to the left this time. Seeing this, AKAs immediately issued a reminder. Hearing this, Chen Chenggen walked to the passage on the left. After a while, he came to the 13th scene. Compared with other scenes, this scene is very narrow, and the vertical and horizontal length is even less than 50 meters. But here, there are 2 strange statues. One is a humanoid statue holding an épée, wearing armor, and a square face exuding a calm and majestic aura. The other one is a demon statue with sharp claws, demon wings on its back, and a pair of goat horns on its ferocious head. Chapter 31. Are there only 2 statues here? Chen Chenggen glanced around and found that apart from the 2 statues, there were no other monsters in this scene, not even a single piece of grass, and he couldn't help being confused. In particular, he found that the passages in the other 3 directions of this scene were all automatically unlocked. Could it be that this is a special scene similar to the selection of equipment at the beginning? After looking at the 2 statues, Chen Chenggen reached out and touched the humanoid statue first. Suddenly, a message appeared in front of his eyes. God statue. Do you choose to sacrifice 20% of your maximum mana, non-permanent, to get the blessing of the gods? Note: the statue of the god is a special building in the dungeon world, and it only exists in special scenes without danger. Seeing the information in front of him, Chen Chenggen knew that he had indeed broken into a special scene. Is it blessed by the gods? Chen Chenggen thought for a moment, and chose to sacrifice 20% of his maximum mana. Anyway, this is not a permanent reduction, and it will be restored within 2 hours at most. Sacrificed mana value. Congratulations on getting the blessing of the gods. Hunter's Resonance, 6 hours. Hunter's Resonance. You have a greater chance of encountering a special character treasure chest hunter. Is it more likely to encounter treasure chest hunters? Chen Chenggen feels that the blessing of this god is quite good. As a treasure chest hunter, one knows that it has something to do with treasure chests. If the other party is a special person who specializes in selling treasure chests, that would be a good thing. After all, Chen Chenggen has accumulated 2,153 soul coins in his hands, and he is worried about finding special people to spend them. After receiving the god's blessing, Chen Chenggen walked to another statue and touched it. Devil statue. Would you choose to sacrifice 20% of your maximum health permanently to obtain the devil's secret treasure? Unlike the statue of the god, the sacrifice to the statue of the devil will be deducted permanently. Although the devil's secret treasure, one can tell that it is a good thing. But Chen Chenggen was more reluctant to sacrifice his life, so he chose to refuse the sacrifice. Let's go. Which way to go next scene? After withdrawing his hand from the demon statue, Chen Chenggen asked AKAs. Master, you can go to the right. Hearing this, Chen Chenggen immediately walked to the passage on the right. Before long, he came to the 14th scene. Compared with the special scene just now, the scope here is much larger. And here, there are actually 10 mutant dogs. Seeing this, Chen Chenggen directly raised his left hand. The wolf soul brand on the back of the hand quickly lit up, and the next moment there was a huge roar, roaring the entire scene. In an instant, 10 mutant dogs were severely injured. Although he didn't die directly, it was almost the same, and it was difficult to move when lying on the ground. Chen Chenggen held the moonlight sword and killed all the mutant dogs one by one. Kill the mutant dog, get 2 soul coins and 2 evil souls. After killing 10 mutant dogs, Chen Chenggen gained a total of 20 soul coins and 20 evil souls. At the same time, a treasure chest dropped out of the center of the scene. Chen Chenggen walked over to have a look, and found that it was actually a black iron box. Although many mutant dogs can hunt werewolves, it is impossible to do it with only 10. Last time, a full 28 mutant dogs were killed before they fell out of the bronze box. Thinking of this, Chen Chenggen understood what was going on. The quality of the treasure chest is judged according to the overall strength of the monster. 28 mutant dogs could kill even a werewolf in a fight, so they must be worthy of the bronze box. But if there are 10 mutant dogs, it's a bit unworthy. But Chen Chenggen didn't think too much, and immediately opened the black iron box. The black iron box has been opened. Congratulations on getting 20 soul coins, 20 evil souls, and weird skulls. In addition to the soul coins and evil souls, the black iron box dropped a third weird skull. Chen Chenggen can only put it all away for the time being. Weird skulls can summon undead units. When the number is small, it may not reflect its true value. But as long as the number increases, an army of undead can be pulled up. Therefore, when dealing with the weird skulls, Chen Chenggen's idea is to collect as many as possible, so that he will have an army of undead as a killer in the future. Even if this trump card is a one-off, as long as it can exert enough value, it will be fine. Subsequently, Chen Chenggen began to dissect the corpse of the mutant dog. With previous experience in dissection, his dissection efficiency was very fast this time, and he produced 650 kilograms of mutated dog meat in a short while. Just when he found out that there was no other value in this scene, he was about to go to the next scene. The deep magic bottle has been refined. Sensing that the deep magic bottle was refined, Chen Chenggen took it out. Soon, 85 soul crystals the size of marbles jumped out of the bottle. This is the first time Chen Chenggen has obtained such a number of soul crystals. So he opened his personal information, ready to improve the 4-dimensional attribute. Dungeon Hunter, Chen Chenggen. Health, 100%. Mana, 2180ths. Strength, 25+. Constitution, 20+. Dexterity, 17+. Spirit, 18+. Lucky, 1. Soul coins, 2193. Evil soul, 60. Each attribute is very important. With so many soul crystals this time, it can bring all 4-dimensional attributes to the same level. Chen Chenggen thought for a moment, and quickly made an assignment. When weak, the 4-dimensional attributes do not have to be balanced. Because there is no outstanding attribute, balance is equal to the weakness of the whole body. But with the improvement of strength, other attributes must keep up, otherwise it will become the biggest weakness. Strength, 40 plus 15. Constitution, 40 plus 20. Agility, 40 plus 23. Spirit, 40 plus 22. After Chen Chenggen finished distributing, 80 soul crystals poured into his body in an instant. Boom boom boom. In an instant, Chen Chenggen felt that he had become a melting pot, his whole body was boiling, and the sound of his heartbeat vibrated like a drum. Due to the fact that there were too many attributes raised this time, his body underwent earth-shaking changes. After an hour passed, Chen Chenggen's strengthening was completed. If I meet the one-eyed titan again this time, I can instantly kill it with a single strike. Chen Chenggen let out a foul breath, feeling that his whole body was filled with unprecedented strength, and he couldn't help but smile with satisfaction. Then he stuffed all the 60 evil souls he had just harvested into the deep magic bottle. After completing this strengthening, there are still 5 soul crystals left. After the deep magic bottle was refined again, Chen Chenggen was going to bet 11 soul crystals on AKAs. Perhaps this devotion can bring her back a little bit of emotion. As for whether AKAs can activate the second ability, Chen Chenggen feels a little hanging. Unless more soul crystals are produced to restore her state faster. 6 minutes passed in a flash. After seeing 6 soul crystals refined from the deep magic bottle, Chen Chenggen placed 11 soul crystals on the iron plate that stored AKA's spirit body. Akash, who was originally floating not far away, saw Chen Chenggen start feeding food, and immediately got into the iron sheet. Not long after, all 11 soul crystals were absorbed by AKAs. Ancient Ghost AKAs broken. Status, extremely weak. Ability, Dungeon Scene Awareness, inactive 11%. When rechecking AKA's information, Chen Chenggen found that the other party had a second ability. Although not activated yet, the progress bar reaches 11%. This is something that has never happened before. Could it be that it just appeared after absorbing 11 soul crystals? Chen Chenggen's eyelids twitched. If that's the case, a soul crystal represents a 1% progress bar. Then the opponent has to absorb 89 soul crystals to activate the second ability. This amount is simply exaggerated to the point of ridiculous. But AKA's is not simple. The ability to perceive the dungeon scene is probably unique to the dungeon world. From this point of view, what if the opponent's second ability is also outrageous? Take your time. Anyway, with the support of refining medicine, you can still afford it. Chen Chenggen comforted himself inwardly. Fortunately, he has mastered the alchemy technique, otherwise he really wouldn't be able to earn so many evil souls. After a while, AKAs appeared and floated out of the iron sheet. I don't know if it's an illusion, but Chen Chenggen always feels that the other party's golden pupils have a little more spirituality. But AKA's was still the same as before. Chen Chenggen didn't speak, and she didn't speak. Suddenly, Chen Chenggen felt a fluctuation in the storage space. After probing, he found that the ancient giant egg was about to hatch. Dead objects will remain static in the storage space, but living objects or props like the deep magic bottle will not be affected. This is why Chen Chenggen did not bring the ancient dome with him, but threw it into the storage space instead. Of course, if a living person is thrown into it, it won't take long for the other person to suffocate to death. Sensing that the ancient giant egg was about to hatch, Chen Chenggen immediately took it out. I saw the huge eggshell began to crack a little crack. With more and more cracks, bigger and bigger. After a while, the eggshell shattered completely, and a creature the size of an adult cat appeared. As this, a turtle. When Chen Chenggen saw a tortoise with a tortoise shell and black skin after the eggshell was broken, he was stunned. He thought that a giant beast would hatch from the huge egg of the ancient giant beast. However, Chen Chenggen soon discovered that the black turtle's tail was actually a pure white snake. Shuangsha Black Snake Turtle. Health, 100%. Mana, 50. Status, good, hungry. Strength, 5. Constitution, 30. Dexterity, 5. Spirit, 5. Abilities. Sha Poison, Dark Water. Shadow Poison. The white Sha Black Snake bites the target, causing the target to enter a state of evil poison, deducting 50 points of life per second, and lasting until the end of life. Consumes 25% of maximum mana and has a cooldown of 6 hours. Underworld. The black evil turtle summons underworld water to attack the target, and there is a 10% chance that the target will die directly. Consumes 25% of maximum mana and has a cooldown of 6 hours. Introduction. One of the four most ferocious species among the ancient giant beasts, it is rumored to be a descendant of a god, an extremely rare twin, born with the power of poison and death. After reading the information about the Shuangsha Black Snake Turtle, Chen Chenggen was dumbfounded. This little thing is actually one of the four most ferocious ancient giant beasts. And it mastered two skills just after it was born, one is outrageous than the other. Needless to say about the evil poison, without detoxification, as long as one is poisoned by this poison, half of 1 foot will basically enter the coffin, and it will be useless if the god comes. The lethality of Mingshui is not strong, but it is strong because it can kill instantly. Although this probability is only 10%, once played out, it is simply invincible. In addition, the Shuangsha Black Snake Turtle has just been born, and its strength, agility, and spiritual attributes are equivalent to those of ordinary humans. The physical attribute is even more exaggerated, the initial value is 30 points. If Chen Chenggen hadn't just improved a lot of attributes, in terms of physique, he would have been directly beaten by the opponent. After the Shuangsha Black Snake Turtle broke out of its shell, it ate all the eggshells first, and then crawled up to Chen Chenggen, barking like a puppy, indicating that it was still very hungry. Oh, why are you screaming like that? After regaining consciousness, Chen Chenggen was immediately laughed at by the Shuangsha Black Snake Turtle's cry. Afterwards, he took out a portion of chicken drumsticks from the storage space. When the Shuangsha Zan Snake Turtle saw its master throwing food, it opened its mouth exaggeratedly and swallowed it in one gulp. In less than 3 seconds, it spit out the chicken bones, and the rice was dried out at a ridiculously fast speed. Seeing that the other party's information also showed a state of hunger, Chen Chenggen continued to take out the chicken drumsticks. Wait until half an hour has passed. The Shuangsha black snake turtle burped, showing a satisfied expression. Not far away, Chen Chenggen showed an unprecedented seriousness on his face. In just a short while, Shuangsha Zan snake turtle not only exploded the chicken drumsticks with his only 6 parts, but also ate them all. He even ate 800 kilograms of mutated dog meat. This emptied 2/5 of his food at once. It's no wonder that Dr. Bird's beak only dared to keep the ancient giant egg after he got it, but he didn't dare to hatch it. This guy has such a horrible appetite when he was just born. When he grows up, will he still have it? Chen Chenggen felt a little headache. The Shuangsha Zan snake turtle is strong, but even with this appetite, it is so strong that even he is a little scared. However, the hatchlings have already hatched, so they can only be raised like this. The big deal is to speed up the progress of the scene and kill a few more mutant animals in the scene, so that there will be enough food to feed the other party. Shuangsha black snake turtle, the name is too long, let me give you a name. It just so happens that you are a twin body, both a turtle and a snake, so let's name it Xuanwu. Chen Chenggen touched Xuanwu's head with rough skin, and said softly. Xuanwu is one of the mythical beasts in the legend, not only has a high status, but also has a strong ability to master it. It just so happens that the Shuangsha black snake turtle is one of the most ferocious ancient giant beasts. It is born with 2 powerful forces of poison and death, which is worthy of the title of Xuanwu. Especially the power of death, as long as it is unleashed, whoever comes will die. Hearing Chen Chenggen named himself, Xuanwu tilted his head, then nodded, expressing his satisfaction. Where to go next? After feeding Xuanwu, Chen Chenggen is ready to go to the next scene. Not only to fight for hegemony, but also to encounter mutant animals faster, and then slaughter them to satisfy Xuanwu's hunger. Master, there should be someone you want to meet right in front of you. AKAs felt it for a moment, and immediately spoke. Is there someone I want to meet? Could it be a treasure chest hunter? Chen Chenggen remembered the effect of the blessing of the gods, his eyes lit up, and he immediately walked towards the dark passage in front of him. After a while, he came to the 15th scene. This scene is similar to when I first met Dr. Bird's beak. It's just that this time it's not Dr. Bird's beak, but a treasure chest hunter wearing a gray cloak, a black lower half mask, and short light yellow hair. Under the guidance of the gods, I finally met you, Dungeon Hunter. I have collected a lot of treasure chests here, as long as you have enough soul coins, you can buy them all. The treasure chest hunter saw Chen Chenggen coming, and immediately said. Let me see what treasure chest you have in your hand. Chen Chenggen nodded and said. As you wish. The treasure chest hunter waved his hand, and several treasure chests soon appeared in the open space in front of him. There are 5 wooden boxes, 3 black iron boxes, and 2 bronze boxes. In addition, there is a silver treasure chest. Is this a silver box? Chen Chenggen's gaze was fixed directly on the silver box. As you can see, this is the silver box I collected after killing the goblin general. If you like it, I'd be happy to sell it to you. The price is already marked on the treasure chest. The treasure chest hunter's tone was a little arrogant, as if the goblin general he killed was a very strong monster. Hearing this, Chen Chenggen glanced around, and sure enough, he saw the price on each treasure box. The wooden box is the most trashy treasure box, and the price is only 10 soul coins. The black iron box is 80 soul coins, and the bronze box is 400 soul coins. As for the silver box, the price reached 1,000 soul coins. How did you collect these treasure chests? Chen Chenggen put his hand on the silver box and found that it couldn't be opened, so he asked the treasure box hunter. If nothing else, the treasure chest hunters have made some tricks on these treasure chests. The treasure chest can only be opened after paying soul coins. Aren't these treasure chests guarded by dungeon monsters? As long as you kill the monster, you can take it away. However, most people will choose to open treasure chests, and only those in our profession will collect and sell them to others. Chest hunter was a bit surprised by Chen Chenggen's question, but explained anyway. Hearing this, Chen Chenggen probably understood what was going on. The situation he and the people participating in the survival game encountered was slightly different from the intelligent creatures in the dungeon world. From the perspective of dungeon creatures, the treasure chests are collected by monsters, so after killing the monsters, it is enough to find the treasure chests. Of course, if you can't find it, you can only consider yourself unlucky and do it for nothing. However, Chen Chenggen and others who have the identity of a dungeon hunter, after being killed, the treasure box will automatically drop from the center of the scene, which can be opened, but the treasure box itself cannot be taken away. This is also why there are special characters like treasure chest hunters in the dungeon world. Besides these treasure chests, do you have any other treasure chests? Chen Chenggen tapped his fingers on the silver box and asked again. Although the silver box was expensive, he could afford 2 silver boxes. Of course, but I have to confirm your financial resources first. The treasure chest hunter nodded. Seeing this, Chen Chenggen decisively took out 1,000 soul coins and bought the silver box. Thank you for your generosity. The treasure chest hunter put away the soul coins with a happy face, then took out a black plate and placed it on the silver box. Then he seemed to be reciting a spell, causing a white magic circle to appear above the silver box, and then smashed the magic circle. This is a precautionary measure. Without my cracking, even if the magic circle on the treasure chest is destroyed, it will destroy everything in the treasure chest. Okay, Dungeon Hunter, this silver box is already yours. While explaining, the treasure chest hunter took a few steps back, saying that the silver chest has nothing to do with him. Of course, this also shows that no matter what good things Chen Chenggen offers, he will not rob. But Chen Chenggen is not afraid that the other party will be blacked out. Once he gets anxious, he will decisively kill the treasure chest hunter, and then hack all the treasure chests of the opponent. Silver box has been opened. Congratulations on obtaining the orb of condensation and the armor of darkness. After opening the silver box, Chen Chenggen found that there were only 2 items in this treasure box. Among them, he had already obtained one of the water condensing orbs. But it would be nice to have another one, so that more pure water can be produced. But even so, Chen Chenggen still thinks this silver box is worthless. He always felt that this silver box was manipulated by the treasure box hunter in secret. It wasn't until he checked the information of the armor of darkness that he discovered it. This silver box is a fortress. Armor of darkness. Quality: Blue Extreme. Equipment requirements: Physique 40, Spirit 40. Basic defense plus 100. Equipment effect: Shadow Shield passive. When you encounter a threatening attack, a shadow shield with a durability of 500 points will be automatically generated for 10 minutes. Every time the shadow shield is triggered, it will enter a 30-minute cooldown. Shadow Strike active. Sneak into the shadows after release, up to 10 seconds into the shadows. When you move in the shadows, you move in sync with the plane of reality. When you get out of the shadow, the next attack will have shadow damage of Spirit 10. Consumes 50 mana and has a cooldown of 30 minutes. Summary: Embrace the shadows or die in the dark. The armor of darkness is not only blue quality equipment, but also extreme. In addition to the basic defense, which is equivalent to 10 times that of light iron armor. It also comes with 2 equipment effects. These 2 equipment effects, one provides a shield, and the other can sneak into the shadows, thereby causing assassination to the enemy. No matter how you look at it, this is definitely an excellent blue quality armor. So Chen Chenggen decisively removed the light armor and replaced it with the dark armor. In an instant, a set of black steel armor appeared on his body. At the connection points of his limbs, there was also pale white soft armor, which was full of toughness. It's the armor of darkness. I didn't expect your luck to be so good. The value of the dark armor is equivalent to 3,000 soul coins. Seeing Chen Chenggen wearing the armor of darkness, the treasure chest hunter not far away showed envy. Even he is a little bit greedy. However, treasure chest hunters still abide by the rules. No matter what happens, the items traded cannot be forcibly taken back. Ahem, since you have enough financial resources, then I will also take out the special treasure box that I have treasured for a long time. These 3 treasure chests are a bit special. No one knows what they can get out of. So the price is not very high, it's just the same price as the bronze box. The treasure chest hunter said, and took out 3 special treasure chests. However, Chen Chenggen is no stranger to these 3 special treasure chests. Because this is exactly the devil's treasure chest. Don't you have a silver box? Chen Chang'an frowned slightly. The randomness of the demon treasure chest is too large, far less stable than silver chests, bronze chests and other treasure chests. At the very least, the things that come out of the bronze box are worthy of the value that the bronze box should have, even if they pull the hips. The silver box is too hard to find. Not only is it guarded by powerful dungeon monsters, but also whether it can be encountered is still a problem. But judging by your appearance, you should have opened the devil's treasure chest, right? It is said that the devil's treasure chest has a certain probability of opening a unique item. Don't you want to try it? The treasure chest hunter shook his head first, and then said something very tempting. Are you sure that the devil's treasure chest can open that kind of thing? Chen Chang'an frowned. I have to say that the words of the treasure chest hunter were indeed very attractive to him. It will definitely come out. This is the dungeon world, a rumor that many people agree with. Maybe you don't know. Demons are not species that exist in the dungeon world, they are existences from another plane. 1/5 of the only props known in the dungeon world are from the hands of demons. So items that can be treasured by the devil into the devil's treasure chest may indeed have unique properties. It's just that the probability is a little low. So you really don't plan to buy it? What if it comes out? At the end, the treasure chest hunter coughed lightly, but continued to recommend the devil's treasure chest with a cheeky face. Chen Chang'an stared at the treasure chest hunter without saying a word. Needless to say, even if the devil's treasure chest can really produce unique props. But this probability is absolutely low to make people despair. Otherwise, the treasure chest hunter would have opened it by himself, so why would he sell it? However, Chen Chang'an was moved. At least the devil's treasure chest he opened before, whether it's a soul contract or a devil's contract, is considered valuable. I only have 1193 soul coins left to buy 3 demon treasure chests, do you agree? Chen Chang'an took out the only soul coin and said to the treasure chest hunter. Of course I agree. Anyway, it's only 7 soul coins, so let's make friends. Seeing that Chen Chang'an agreed to buy it, the treasure chest hunter decisively chose to accept it. So he immediately unlocked the magic circles on the 3 demon chests and delivered them to Chen Chang'an. Chen Chang'an was also very decisive, directly opening a demon treasure chest. The devil's treasure chest has been opened. Congratulations on getting the thorn seed. Seeing the devil's treasure chest, only thorn seeds burst out. Chen Chang'an fell silent for a moment. He also has one of this thing, the effect is to summon a mutated cactus. Open one more, as long as you can open 2 useful props, it's not a loss. Chen Chang'an resisted the urge to kill the treasure chest hunter, took a deep breath, and then opened the second demon treasure chest. The devil's treasure chest has been opened. Congratulations on obtaining the power of the earth scroll. Like the previous treasure chest, only one item is opened. But this prop is very valuable. Scroll of Power of the Earth. Effect. A one-time enchantment can be applied to the weapon, so that it can obtain additional equipment effects related to the earth. Introduction. May the earth heal and save all creatures. Something similar to the Scroll of Power of the Earth, Chen Chang'an has released one before, that is the Scroll of Power of Fire. He is very clear about the value of the Flame Power Scroll. After all, the power of raging flame slash is indeed fierce. Therefore, it is not a loss that the second demon treasure chest can open the power of the earth scroll. Immediately afterwards, Chen Chang'an opened the last demon treasure chest. The devil's treasure chest has been opened. Congratulations on obtaining the Eye of the Evil God, the only one. The Eye of the Evil God, the only. Effect. 50% of an attribute can be sacrificed. The minimum sacrifice is 100 points, attracting the gaze of the supreme evil god. So as to obtain a certain evil god equipment or props, the minimum equipment must be of golden quality. Warning. The supreme Cthulhu is not affected by the rules of the dungeon, and it is dangerous to communicate with it. Warning. The supreme Cthulhu is not affected by the rules of the dungeon, please do not provoke him when communicating with him. Introduction. The eyeballs that the supreme evil god sheds, those who come into contact with them will often die of madness. An eyeball the size of a dragon fruit, wrapped in a strange lavender skin, appeared in Chen Chang'an's hand. Looking at the closed eyeballs, Chen Chang'an felt an inexplicable sense of oppression. If it is said that the deep magic bottle gave him the feeling that his soul seemed to be sucked away. Then the evil eye gave him the feeling that his mind was gradually distorted, and the longer he was in contact with it, the more crazy his brain would become. My mother. The treasure chest hunter collected all the treasure chests in the open space at an astonishing speed, and turned into an afterimage in the next moment, rushing to the passage directly ahead. Ah! Xuanwu looked at the eye of the evil god, roaring continuously as if he was facing a formidable enemy. Master, please take this thing away. AKAs on the side trembled slightly, and slowly drifted further away, not daring to approach the eye of the evil god at all. The next moment, the evil eye was thrown into the storage space by Chen Chang'an. But he felt that it was not safe enough, so he operated directly in the storage space and sealed the eye of the evil god in a wooden barrel. I didn't expect that the unique props were actually opened by me. It's just that this thing is too dangerous. After doing all this, Chen Chang'an breathed a sigh of relief. At the same time, he also felt that the twisted feeling that made him feel mentally uncomfortable was gradually disappearing. Fortunately, he raised his spiritual attribute to 40 points, otherwise, the evil eye's influence on him would be even greater, and even irreversible negative effects would appear. Before, Chen Chang'an always believed that the only props are very fierce, and it is a good thing to collect one more item. But now he found that it didn't seem to be the case. This kind of props are fierce, but they also have to be divided into types. For milder props like the deep magic bottle, the more the better. However, it is best not to collect too many dangerous props like the eye of the evil god. After all, it is easy to kill the holder. Moreover, Chen Chang'an had just noticed that the owner of the Eye of the Cthulhu, the Supreme Cthulhu, was not only extremely dangerous. He was even able to ignore the influence of the dungeon rules, causing 2 blood-red warning prompts to appear in the message of the evil god's eye. Although Chen Chang'an is not clear which rules the dungeon rules specifically refer to. But now, he seems to understand one thing. Thinking about it another way, the master behind the dungeon game is not an invincible existence. At least there are existences at a level similar to the supreme evil god, who can fight against him and ignore the rules he has set. In this way, he is not an irresistible existence. Thinking of this, Chen Chang'an was inexplicably relieved. Although along the way, there is a deep magic bottle that is constantly improving his 4-dimensional attributes. Even in the distant future, he can rely on the soaring 4-dimensional attributes to reach the top of the realm of gods. But what he was most worried about was not being able to resist the master who made the dungeon game. But for now, there is still hope. With the help of the deep magic bottle, Chen Chang'an believes that he can grow rapidly in a short period of time. As long as it is strong enough to reach the level of the supreme evil god, then the sky will let the birds fly. Let's go to the next scene. After a short rest, Chen Chang'an looked at AKAs after his mental state returned to normal. Master, you can go to the passage on the right this time. Seeing that the eye of the evil god was put away, AKAs dared to approach and spoke. Soon, Chen Chang'an shuttled through the dark passage on the right and arrived at the 16th scene. The night is coming. In the 20th scene, Chen Chang'an saw that the night was falling and the visibility of the scene decreased rapidly, so he stopped the idea of advancing the scene. Within 3 hours after opening the Eye of the Evil God, he continued to advance to the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th scenes, until now the 20th scene. These 5 scenes did not appear too strong dungeon monsters. Instead, low-level monsters such as goblins, undead skeletons, and slimes. This also led to the relatively low-level reward chests obtained by Chen Chang'an, which were 4 black iron boxes and 1 wooden box. The rewards from the 5 treasure chests are very ordinary. Except for soul coins and evil souls, there are only food such as bread and apples. However, this push along the way allowed him to obtain a total of 200 soul coins and 200 evil souls. Chen Chang'an refined the evil soul into 20 soul crystals, all of which were used on himself. This also caused his 4-dimensional attributes to increase to 45 points. Paji. The light from the bonfire illuminates the scene that has become dark and dark due to the fall of night. At the same time, on the bonfire, there are skewers of barbecued meat, and the tempting aroma that makes people subconsciously swallow their mouth water gradually spreads. Although the mutant animals in the dungeon world, the meat on their bodies is as delicious as if it comes with seasoning. But Chen Chang'an still misses the taste of grilled meat with cumin, or chili powder. At this moment, he was sitting next to the hunter's tent, and AKA's, who was flickering and flickering, was floating beside him. Xuanwu stayed by the campfire, staring at the barbecue on the campfire. Aren't you full? Why do you still want to eat? Seeing Xuanwu's greedy look, Chen Chenggen smiled helplessly. However, he still took a bunch of roasted mutated wild wolf meat and handed it to Xuanwu. The other party also directly sighed, showing a satisfied expression. After he was full, Chen Chenggen took out the dry pot and prepared to refine a batch of potions. Since he got the second water condensing orb, the pure water in his hand has accumulated to 7L. Reserve 1L of pure water for backup, and the remaining 6L can be used to refine more potions. Successfully refining the weak healing potion, gaining 2 points of proficiency. Successfully refining the weak healing potion, gaining 2 points of proficiency. Successfully refining a powerful healing potion, gaining 5 points of proficiency. Refining failed, gain 1 point of proficiency. About an hour later, Chen Chenggen refined a total of 500 milliliters of strong healing potion and 2000 milliliters of weak healing potion. One of the refinements, because of the poor hand feel, caused problems with the medicinal properties of the materials, so it turned into a puddle of waste water. But anyway, he still made some money. There are still too few people who can afford the 50 milliliters potion. So this time we can sell more 10 milliliters potions. However, after this time, they will need to bring their own containers next time. Seeing that there were not many wooden bottles left, Chen Chenggen decided not to continue to provide them. Although that Lin Feng can process a large number of wooden bottles in a short period of time. But the quantity of wood is limited after all. Chen Chenggen can't spend a lot of money to collect it because of this. So he could provide containers for the first 2 batches of medicines, but they had to find them themselves later on. After attaching the instructions, Chen Chenggen listed all 3 batches of medicines on the trading market. As before, the 20 milliliters grade and the 50 milliliters grade are 25 bottles and 10 bottles respectively. For the 10 milliliters grade, there are 100 bottles. Although for an area with more than 1,000 people, this number is really too small. But Chen Chenggen couldn't mass produce more potions. After all, his main goal is to advance more scenes. Well, some useless props, let's sell them too. After hanging out the potion, Chen Chenggen thought for a moment, and prepared to trade some tasteless things. Among them are 2 thorn seeds, light iron armor and stone titan core. That's right, the green quality light iron armor, and the stone titan core, Chen Chenggen is ready to trade. With the dark armor, which is more than 10 times stronger than the light iron armor, there is no need for him to keep the light iron armor. As for the stone titan core, this thing can no longer provide much help to Chen Chenggen. Of course, this is only for him. For others, the green quality light iron armor and the stone titan core that can already summon the stone statue titan are very powerful equipment and props. Therefore, the value of these 2 items is not low, and they were put up for auction by Chen Chenggen. Wait until Chen Chenggen puts everything on the trading market. The chat area suddenly became lively. Chat area, 7,124 people. Ha ha ha, I squatted for 2 hours in vain, and I have snatched the little red medicine from the boss of Chang'an. I didn't even get a single bottle of potion. Strongly ask the boss to add another batch of potions. Wait, Master Chang'an hung up 3 props and 1 piece of green equipment. Worry, why the hell am I still using white equipment, and the boss has already started selling green equipment? This stone titan core is so strong, it can summon a stone statue titan. This thing can blow 100 goblins. Which fool fried the stone titan core to 500 evil souls? I just got 450 evil souls. Which beast is it? You have collected so many evil souls. Can you stop firing and give me a chance? The chat area suddenly exploded. At the same time, Chen Chenggen also received a series of transaction reminders. Reminder: 100 bottles of 10 milliliters weak healing potion have been sold, and 400 evil souls and 1150 soul coins have been obtained. Reminder: 25 bottles of 20 milliliters weak healing potion have been sold, and 300 evil souls and 450 soul coins have been obtained. Reminder: 10 bottles of 50 milliliters weak healing potions have been sold, and 800 soul coins have been obtained. Just by selling potions, Chen Chang'an got 700 evil souls, and 2,400 soul coins. It's not over yet. 2 thorn seeds, sold 50 evil souls. Light iron armor and stone titan core. The final auction results are 600 evil souls and 750 evil souls respectively. After this wave, the number of evil souls in Chen Chang'an's hands soared to 2,100. Hiss, although I know they have advanced a lot of scenes, there must be a lot of gains. But I didn't expect that there would be so many evil souls. Seeing so many evil spirits in his hands suddenly, even Chen Chang'an felt inconceivable. Then he resolutely stuffed all the evil souls into the deep magic bottle. As long as the deep magic bottle is refined, he can get 210 soul crystals. While refining the evil soul in the deep magic bottle, Chen Chang'an checked the list. Regional list. Area 10,086 total scene layers, 52,142. Area 55,224 total scene layers, 48,712. After the hegemony mode is turned on, everyone is actively advancing the scene, whether it is the own area or the lighthouse country. Although there are many people on both sides, they died during the exploration. But the total number of scenes has increased from more than 20,000 to about 50,000. Among them, there are many people in our own area. Thanks to the potion refined by Chen Chang'an, the survival rate has increased a lot, thus advancing more scenes, and the distance from the lighthouse country is getting wider and wider. In addition to the regional list, there were only 23 people on the personal list. There are now 35 people on the list, and the top 3 places are all occupied by their own regions. They are Chen Chang'an advancing to the 20th scene, Su Yufan and Kong Yu in the 17th scene. As for Edward, who was originally ranked 2nd, he was ranked 4th. Although he also advances to the 17th scene. But the ranking of the personal list is calculated according to the speed of advancement. Also in the 17th scene, because Su Yufan came first, he was ranked 2nd, Kong Yu came 3rd, and Edward came after. After checking the list, Chen Chang'an curiously opened the world chat area. It turned out that there was still a lot of scolding here, and the two sides greeted each other's family members. But the amazing thing is that there are many people in the opponent's area who are spraying Edward. Xiete, it's fine if you can't win the first place, why did you lose the top 3? Edward, I thought you were the hero of the lighthouse country, but look at the list, what are you doing? You can't let the yellow-skinned monkeys in Longguo succeed, you can do it, Bruce. Oh no, you can do it, Edward. Gentlemen upstairs, you have exposed yourself as a hateful undercover agent. It's all the people of the Dragon Kingdom, why use the hegemony order, it's not a dish. I want to march to protest the shameless behavior of the Dragon Kingdom. But it cannot be denied that their leader Chen Chang'an is very good, but Mr. Edward, why can't you even keep the 2nd place? Under countless insults, Edward couldn't help but ran out. Enough, you idiots, it's so facky, I've tried my best to advance the scene, and you've been shouting here all the time. It's hell to say that I can't keep the 2nd place. You don't even look at the top 10. There are only 2 left in our lighthouse country. My God, the people of Long Kingdom have united, if we don't unite, let's meet Satan together. After Edward finished speaking, he stopped speaking. But the scolding in the world chat area still hasn't decreased in the slightest. After watching this scene, Chen Chang'an silently closed the chat interface. Although at present, their chances of winning are very high. But the hegemony mode has a total of 3 days, and now it is only the first day. Don't let your guard down until the last moment. However, there are conflicts in the lighthouse country, which is good news. Shua. Suddenly, a gust of wind came. Chen Chang'an stood up in an instant, and scanned his surroundings with a murderous look. Is it an illusion? Not aware of any abnormalities, Chen Chang'an frowned slightly. But he suddenly felt a sense of hostility coming from above, and before he raised his head, he drew the moonlight sword and stabbed upward. Roar. There was a low roar of biting, but the other party's voice became weaker and weaker. Only then did Chen Chang'an realize that this was actually an eagle with pure black wings. It's just that this eagle is as big as an adult tiger. The pair of sharp claws that reflected the cold light were enough to tell that the opponent was definitely not an ordinary monster. Kill the hidden magic eagle, night environment, get 50 soul coins and 50 evil souls. After seeing the kill prompt, Chen Chang'an realized why he hadn't found the other party's trace just now. The hidden magic falcon can be seen as a monster with the ability to hide at a glance, so it can escape Chen Chang'an's sight. However, after raising the mental attribute to 45 points, Chen Chang'an's ability to perceive danger has also improved a lot. That's why, when he didn't find any trace of the hidden magic eagle, he was able to take advantage of the hostility revealed by the opponent when he was about to strike, and preemptively strike. Xuanwu on the side saw this scene, only to realize that there was a monster invasion. This made it look disappointed, as if it was blaming itself for not noticing and hiding the appearance of the magic eagle in advance. Okay, don't pay too much attention, after all, you are still very young. This eagle, let's treat it as supper tonight. Seeing Xuanwu's performance, Chen Chang'an burst out laughing. As for AKAs, with the ability she currently possesses, it seems that she can only perceive the situation in other scenes, but cannot perceive the invasion of dungeon monsters. So she didn't issue a prompt either. Afterwards, Chen Chang'an began to dissect the body of the hidden magic eagle. Concealed magic eagle meat. Nutrient-rich flesh and blood, can greatly satisfy hunger, and long-term consumption may increase the agility attribute. Magic eagle feather. Wings as hard as iron, which can be used as forging materials. Magic eagle claw. It has good lethality and is an excellent forging material. After dissection, Chen Chang'an obtained 150 kilograms of flesh and blood from the hidden magic eagle, as well as a large number of magic eagle feathers and a pair of sharp claws. The hidden magic eagle that dared to attack Chen Chang'an turned into a delicious barbecue in less than half an hour. Although he collected a lot of forging materials from it, Chen Chang'an could only throw it into the storage space to eat ashes before meeting the blacksmith. 3 hours later, Chen Chang'an, sitting in the hunter's cloak with his eyes closed and meditating, soon noticed an abnormal reaction from the deep magic bottle. This made him quickly take it out, and found that it was 210 soul crystals, which had been refined. This time it can become a lot stronger, but I still have to save a little bit for Ika's. Chen Chang'an looked at the light blue crystal-like soul crystal, and quickly opened the personal information. Dungeon Hunter. Chen Chang'an. Health. 100%. Mana. 272 450ths. Strength. 45+. Constitution. 45+. Dexterity. 45+. Spirit. 45+. Soul coins. 2450. Evil soul. 50. If you increase too many attributes at once, your body will react strongly. It's better to improve a little bit first, there is room for buffer. Chen Chang'an remembered that last time, the 4-dimensional attribute increased too much, causing the body to go through an hour of strengthening period, so he prepared to add points in batches. A small amount of attribute improvement will bring a comfortable feeling. But if the attribute is increased too much at one time, it is a kind of torture. The whole process was like Sun Monkey being locked in an alchemy furnace and burned. Even after going through the strengthening period, he can also quickly and perfectly grasp the newly improved strength. But Chen Chang'an didn't want to continue to experience that process. So after spending half an hour adding points in batches, Chen Chang'an quickly absorbed 180 soul crystals. Strength. 90 plus 45. Constitution. 90 plus 45. Agility. 90 plus 45. Spirit. 90 plus 45. After strengthening, Chen Chang'an could clearly notice the earth-shaking changes in his own strength. If he meets a one-eyed titan again, he can kill him in one punch without even using a weapon. Speed-wise, he's almost half the speed of sound. In terms of physique, he didn't feel anything after doing 500 push-ups in a row. Even scratching the skin with the moonlight sword left only a little trace. Of course, this is an attack that does not activate the power of Yuehua. In the face of an attack with real damage, no matter how high the body defense is, it cannot stop the damage. But what surprised Chen Chang'an the most was, after the spiritual attribute reached 90 points, he could vaguely perceive objects outside his sight. This ability is similar to the mind's eye, the ability to see the world without eyes. It's a pity that Chen Chang'an can only vaguely perceive that there is still a lot of gap with the real mind. But that was a little surprise. Sure enough, the 4-dimensional attribute is king. Perhaps in the dungeon world, there is such a skill as mind. But if the spiritual attribute is raised, it may not be impossible to achieve a similar effect. After feeling the changes in attribute promotion, Chen Chenggen took out the iron piece and placed the remaining 30 soul crystals on it. Seeing this, AKAs resolutely drilled into the iron sheet, using the iron sheet as a medium, and began to absorb the soul crystal. Wait until the soul crystals are absorbed. Chen Chenggen found that on the information interface of AKAs, the progress bar of the second ability has increased from the original 11% to 41%. In other words, AKAs is still 59 soul crystals short of activating the second ability. Although the amount is not small, Chen Chenggen can obtain a large number of evil souls just by selling potions. So he will not worry at all, because the tilted part will be given to AKAs, which will hinder the improvement of his own 4-dimensional attributes. The day is coming. After spending the night, Chen Chenggen woke up quickly. Except for the sneak-attacking hidden magic eagle, there were no other monsters last night. After a simple breakfast, Chen Chenggen is ready to enter the next scene. Master, this time, let's take the passage directly ahead. AKAs opened her pale golden pupils, her gradually solidified spirit body showed a hint of a smile on her face. Regarding her changes, Chen Chenggen was a little surprised at first last night. But later it was discovered that the other party had not changed except that his body became more solid and his expression began to reveal emotional characteristics. Even the lower body has not recovered, and only the upper body remains. Let's go, Xuanwu. After kicking Xuanwu, Chen Chenggen immediately walked towards the dark passage in front of him. Not long after, he came to the 21st scene. This scene is huge, but the overall atmosphere is very dark. White skeletons everywhere. The green slime that has accumulated on the ground seems to be able to dissolve everything. There are also many old clothing fragments, etc., all expressing that this is an extremely dangerous place. Chen Chenggen glanced around. Soon a giant wolf with a height of 10 meters was seen. Venomous Wolf King. Combat Power Index, 65. Defense Index, 57. Introduction. This is a wolf king who has transformed from a mutant wolf into a truly extraordinary creature. He has mastered poisonous magic and has teeth and claws that can tear through steel. Be careful of its poisonous magic, which can easily kill a living person in a second. Corroded into nothingness. Weaknesses. Holy light magic, fire magic. In an instant, the detection glasses give information. At the same time, the poisonous wolf king, who was still dormant, suddenly opened his eyes, revealing a pair of dark green vertical pupils with terrifying killing intent. Roar. The poisonous wolf king let out a roar, and turned into an afterimage in the next moment, and suddenly appeared in front of Chen Chenggen. I saw its huge wolf paw falling from the sky like a meteorite. In an instant, the dark armor suddenly unfolded a circular shield, wrapping Chen Chenggen. However, he had already seen all the actions of the poisonous wolf king, so he held the moonlight sword and went up to meet him. Boom! The huge wolf paw, which was enough to cover Chen Chenggen, was easily parried by the big sword, and the powerful collision set off a gust of wind, causing the surrounding bones to fly backwards into the distance. The poisonous wolf king is very powerful, but Chen Chenggen's power is even stronger than it. Drink! Chen Chenggen roared angrily, held the sword in both hands, and used all his strength to directly knock back the giant palm. This made the poisonous wolf king take a few steps back, but it still had a fierce look on it, sprinting hard, and showed a pair of huge sharp claws that reflected the cold light. Given its size, these claws are not very large. But from Chen Chenggen's human perspective, the 2-meter-long sharp claws are equivalent to 10 excellent spears, striking like arrows. The steam boots under Chen Chenggen's feet suddenly ejected a large amount of steam. Before the poisonous wolf king was about to attack, he jumped into the air first, and kicked Fang Yu's approaching face directly. Boom! There was an explosion-like sound suddenly, mixed with 1 or 2 fractures. Under Chen Chenggen's explosive kick with steam impact, the poisonous wolf king was directly sent flying, with reddish blood sprayed from his nose. With a bang, the poisonous wolf king smashed into the pile of bones, and the rotten and unpleasant dust enveloped it like smoke. At the same time, Xuanwu, who was standing not far behind Chen Chenggen, suddenly opened his mouth and sprayed out a jet of black water. Where the underworld water passed, The soil that had been corroded by the venom into reddish-brown soil seemed to have been robbed of its last vitality and turned into cracked black soil. The poisonous wolf king who was smashed into the bones suddenly turned into a huge afterimage and started to run. Judging from its fearful expression, it was obvious that Ming Shui was too dangerous, so it didn't dare to get too close. Although Ming Shui's information shows that there is only a 10% chance that the target will die directly. But as soon as Xuanwu used the dark water, both the poisonous wolf king and Chen Chang'an could sense the breath of death. This breath alone is enough to make people feel horrified. It's a pity that Xuanwu hasn't grown up yet. It can't catch the speed of the poisonous wolf king. Ming Shui always takes the last step to reach its foothold. However, Chen Chang'an would not allow Xuanwu to fight a battle of this intensity. After he locked the position of the poisonous wolf king, the moonlight sword in his hand suddenly burst into flames. With a swish, the scorching flames slashed towards the poisonous wolf king at top speed. Boom! Lai Yanzan bombarded the poisonous wolf king almost instantly, and the raging fire quickly burned his whole body. Roar! The poisonous wolf king wailed in pain. He was not afraid of ordinary flames, but the fire magic of raging flame slash was its natural enemy. On the other side, Chen Chang'an saw that the poisonous wolf king was unable to move, so he decisively condensed a rock spear and threw it. With a bang, the rock gun hit the poisonous wolf king's abdomen and burst open. The sharp ridges pierced through the skin, creating dense blood holes. Under the burning of the flames, there was a smell of barbecue in the air. Seemingly driven to the end, the poisonous wolf king opened his mouth, and condensed a green orb with a diameter of more than 3 meters. In the next moment, the orb fired a dense number of light bombs, bombarding the audience indiscriminately. Bang bang bang. Although Chen Chang'an was very fast, this orb fired hundreds of light bullets per second, so it was impossible to completely avoid it. After resisting dozens of light bullets, the shadow shield suddenly shattered. But at this moment, Chen Chang'an's figure dimmed, turned into a liquid shadow, and disappeared. Realizing this, the poisonous wolf king decisively stopped attacking, his eyes revealing deep fatigue. The consumption of this highly poisonous mana is extremely terrifying. If it is not about to be killed, it is not ready to use it. Just when it was wary of Chen Chang'an's position, it found a big sword exuding pale white light intertwined with pitch-black energy, suddenly slashing from before its eyes. With a bang, the extremely hard skull of the poisonous wolf king was shattered by Chen Chang'an's sword. Kill the poisonous wolf king, get 50 soul coins, 50 evil souls, scrolls of poisonous power, and poisonous orbs. Finally killed. Chen Chang'an landed on both feet, and he was slightly relieved when he saw the kill prompt appear. Although this battle, the toxic wolf king looked fierce. But only the magic of that green orb is a little threatening to Chen Chang'an. But Chen Chang'an felt a little puzzled. The comprehensive index of the poisonous wolf king seems to be more than twice that of the one-eyed titan. But the opponent's real combat power, 10 one-eyed titans combined, may not be able to defeat it. Especially when the green orb is activated, the 10 one-eyed titans can only last for about 4 or 5 seconds at most, and then they are easily killed. Either there is an error in the detection glasses, or the attribute index of the dungeon monster. Each point is geometrically incremented. 2 guesses appeared in Chen Chang'an's mind. If it is the first point, it means that the detection glasses are almost used up. After all, it is only green quality equipment and cannot be omnipotent. But if it is the second point, it means that every monster with a higher index is likely to be stronger. In other words, a monster with a combat power index of 70 may be able to crush it to death against a poisonous wolf king with a combat power index of 65. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.